Hi everyone, we have a 55-minute Pilates Flow class today, so make sure you have your weights close by. And we're gonna get started on our mat. Take your legs a little bit wider than your hips. So just a little bit wider than your hips here. Bend your knees, sweep your arms up and overhead, nice big inhale. And then exhale, release them down by your sides. Again, nice big inhale. Exhale to release. One more. Nice big inhale. And as you take your arms up and around, you can kind of roll your shoulders back with this movement, so that way you're opening up your chest here. Take your legs wider than your hips, so now you're more in a second position stance. Your legs are parallel. Start by bending through one knee and then switch. So we're just alternating our weight from one side to the other, focusing on keeping that strong alignment. So hip, knee, and ankle relationship. Make sure as you bend through your knee that you can see your knee is aligned between the big toe and the second toe here. Now reach with your arms down, bring your elbows in, and then switch to the other side. So you're keeping your chest open. We're focusing on that postural alignment. So keeping that spine in that neutral posture. And again, reach, press. 4 more here. This is 4, 3, 2 more. 2, last one. Take your legs, turn them out. So now you're in that second position plie squat. You'll feel that stretch through your inner thighs. Start by lowering down and up, bending your knees and then lengthening them nice and long. You can reach your arms overhead and then lower, creating that tension through your muscles. So you're focusing on engaging versus gripping here. Lift and lower. 8 more. Reach. And press. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. On this last one, stay low, pulse it out. So little presses here. Baby movement. Think about pressing through your heels, pressing through the balls of your feet. So as you lift, you're engaging your glutes and your thighs. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, stay low. You'll rotate, going into a lunge. Keep your arms overhead, bend your knees. Now extend your arms, reach out to the side, reaching that arm down, lengthening your top arm up as you go into that side plie squat. Come back through center, lower it down and up, lunge on the other side. So rotating your legs, keeping that heel lifted, arms reach overhead, lower and lift, come back through center. So plie squat, reaching your arm up to the ceiling, bending your knees, and then go back into that second position. Arms reach out to the side. Same thing but on the other side. So you really want to rotate through the hips, through the balls of your feet, lowering down and up, side reach, lower and lift. Now arms reach out nice and long, down and up. Again, repeat to the other side. So pivoting, lowering down and up, lengthen through the arms, bend through that side, and then back through center. Again, other side, pivoting, finding that length through your spine here. Reach and extend. And again, lower down, up, lengthen, and press. And again, lift, lengthen, and reach. One more time. lowering down and up. And press. Stay here. Pulse it out. Little presses again. Those thigh muscles, lower body should be warming up now. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift all the way up. You can do this next exercise with or without your weights. So I'm grabbing my weights. I have 3 pounds today. Take one leg forward, one leg back. So you're in your lunge, back leg is straight. Reach your arms forward, keep the chest open. So you're keeping that neutral spine, lengthening through the crown of your head. Bend your arms into a row, bend and extend. Now bend your back knee going into that lunge as you reach your arms overhead and then forward. So bend, press, lift, and lengthen. And reach. Again, keeping that chest open, making sure that your legs are in line with your hips so that you're not taking your legs too wide with this movement here. Again, keeping that chest open. You're bending through both of your knees as you reach your arms overhead. And press. You have 8 more here. You can always go at a little bit of faster pace if you'd like. Reach. You have 5 more. 4. 3 more. And reach. Lengthen through your spine as you go into that row. 2 more. 2. 1 more here. Now bring your feet together. Step them out a little bit wider than your hips. So going into that mini squat position, drive those elbows back, going into a row. You can always come up to a little bit more of a standing position if you're feeling this in your low back. Otherwise, hinge from the hips and draw that belly button towards your spine. You got this. This is 8, 7, 6, 5. See if you can sit a little bit lower. 2 more. Last one. Lift all the way up. Same thing now on the other side. So extending your opposite leg back, arms reach forward. Find the length from your hips to your rib cage. Connect that rib cage in and together. Going into that row, reaching overhead, bend both knees, and then lengthen. Bend, extend, reach, and lengthen. So you're finding the control through the transitions of one lunge to the next, keeping your chest nice and open here. You should feel the strength. Find that challenge through your legs as you lower and lift. And press. 8 more here. Don't forget about your glutes. They're helping you with this movement. And reach. 6 more. This is 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring your feet underneath your hips, so step it back up towards the center of your mat. Go back into your mini squat position, keeping that chest open. Round your arms, open and close. So you're going into a little bit more of hug a tree arms, rounding through your elbows as you lift and lower. Keep that chest open and find that length through the crown of your head here. If you can sit a little bit lower in your squat, go for it. 8 more. This is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, hold your arms up. Lift up an inch and down an inch. If you're feeling this too much in your shoulder joints, lower your arms down a little bit. You want to feel this through the muscles. Otherwise, you can keep the arms lifted to that high point, just lifting up an inch and down an inch, feeling that resistance. See if you can bend your knees a little bit more. This is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up. Reach your arms up and overhead. Bend through your elbows, and as you extend, lift the heels up nice and high, lowering down and up. So you're engaging through your glutes. Be careful that you're not letting your arms sweep forward, so you don't want the elbows to move. You want to keep them in a nice fixed position here. And again, lift and lower. And extend. 3 more. 2. Last one. And release all the way down. Bend your knees. So go back into that mini squat position. Reach your arms forward so palms face towards your thighs. Arms are a little bit out towards the sides of your thighs here. Sweep your arms back and then bring them forward. So you're going into a chest expansion. Be careful that you're not letting the shoulders round forward. Open up the chest and just take your arms back to that natural position where they're sweeping up towards your hips. And lengthen. And reach. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and lift all the way up. So turning to face the side of your mat, go back into your plie squat. So knees stay over your ankles, and you can kind of play around with how much turnout you have. You don't want to force it from the knees. Everything naturally comes from your hips. Start by taking your arms forward, palms face in. Now take your arms out to this low diagonal, so the weights are just above your knees here, and then bring it in. You can lower down and then lift up a little bit. It's not fully straightening out your legs. That way you're always engaging through your thighs here, taking it down and up. Out and in. So the movement through your upper body and your lower body coordinate here. I want you to pay attention to if you're pressing through both of your legs equally or if you're trying to favor through one side. 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, stay low now, so bend your knees. Bring the elbows in. I want you to rotate. So you're just opening up your chest, taking your arms out to the sides, but not exactly. So you don't want to force the movement like this. You want the action to happen from your shoulder joints. So that way you're getting that nice external rotation in through your shoulders. See if you can sit a little bit lower and hold it here. Going in and out. 5 more. 4, 3, 2. On this last one, Draw your arms back to center, going into bicep curls. Now fully extend your legs, finding the length through your legs, engaging through your glutes here. Lower and lift. Again, reach. And press. Keeping that chest open. Keep growing through the crown of your head here. This is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now on this last one, stay low. Little pulses up, little presses. You can do it with the legs and the upper body if you prefer, or if it's just too much today, if it's way too much coordination, just focus on the pulses with the upper body here. Little lift and press. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten out your legs. You can walk them in. Just naturally take them out a little bit wider than your hips here. Keep your knees slightly bent. Reach over to this diagonal position. Open your arm and close. Lift and lower. So you're opening up your chest. Your opposite arm is lengthening at the same time. And reach. And press. You should feel this in your back muscles here. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. On this last one, hold it out to the diagonal. Bend your top arm in and extend. Find the length through your bottom arm here. So you're gonna feel this in your shoulder. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, lower it down. Same thing now, but on the other side. So reaching towards that diagonal, bending your knees, open and close. Keeping that chest open. You're engaging your shoulders down onto your back here. I like to add a little rotation with my head so you get that full spinal rotation. It's up to you. And reach. And press. This is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more. 4, 3, 2. On this last one, hold it at the top. Bend through your elbow and extend. So you're working through the back of your arm and through your shoulder here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lower all the way down. So turning to face the side, chest is open. Keep your knees slightly bent. Alternating arm lifts, reaching up towards that shoulder height, and then lower back down with control. So you can keep your knees slightly bent, legs directly underneath your hips here. Reach and press. Again, keeping that chest nice and open and lengthen. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Now lift up both arms at the same time. Lift and lower. You can always straighten out your legs a little bit more. Just be careful that you're not feeling this in your low back again. Keep drawing belly button to spine. This is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, take your arms to shoulder height. Bend both of your elbows in towards your chest and then extend. So it's a bend and press. Being careful that you're not bending the wrists in either direction. You want to keep them facing in towards your chest and then extend. This is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift all the way up. Let's place our weights out to the side. Stand right at the top edge of your mat. Legs underneath those hips. Nice big inhale. Reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale to release and roll it on down, one vertebrae at a time. Or you can always walk your hands down in that nice neutral spinal position. It's up to you. So you're finding that length through your back. As you reach down, this is where you're going to be pretty tight through your hamstrings, so back of your legs. So it's okay to bend your knees. As you reach your arms down on the mat, try to lengthen through the back of your legs a little bit more, releasing your head, releasing your neck. One more breath here. Walk your feet back to lift your hips on up to that downward dog position. So keeping the hips lifted, let your heels just naturally press down into the mat. So you get that nice stretch. Keep lifting the hips up nice and high. Releasing your heels down. One more breath here. Gently lower down onto your knees. So now you have your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Extend one leg back. So you're keeping your chest open and you're finding that length through the crown of your head. Just shift your weight slightly forward and back. So you're getting that nice stretch through the back of your leg, a little bit closer towards your Achilles. So right where your ankle is, where your calf meets your ankle. And press. Three more here. 3, 2, and 1. Bring your leg back in. Same thing now, but on the other side. So extending your leg. Find that lift. So draw belly button to spine. Hips are even. Shift your weight forward and back here. So that way you're getting that nice stretch through your Achilles and through your calf. 5 more. This is 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bring your knees underneath your hips. Press away from the mat so you're staying on all fours. Tuck your toes under. Lift your knees off the mat so you're just hovering for a moment. Drawing belly button to spine, engaging your abs. And now lift your hips back up to that downward dog. So your downward dog should feel a little bit different. You should feel a little bit more open through that back chain. So you want to gently release your heels down towards the mat again. You should be getting a little bit more of a stretch here. And start to pedal out your feet, bending your right knee and then your left knee, just alternating from one side to the other. Keeping that chest nice and open. Four more. This is 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now press both heels down. Lift your hips up a little bit higher. Actively engaging your back muscles here. And then lower down onto your knees. So you're back in that all fours position. Lower down onto your forearms. So we're going into a forearm plank next. So you can walk your knees back. Press your hips forward into that half plank position, or you can tuck your toes under, lengthen through your heels, hold it in that full plank. Keep your chest open, so find your plank and hold it here. Keep drawing belly button to spine. Hips are even. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently bend your knees, separate them, and sit back on your heels for child's pose. Just nice big inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. One more. Now find your forearm plank one more time. So if you're on your knees, make sure your hips are pressing forward so you're not sinking into your low back, but you're engaging through your low abs, or you can tuck your toes, lengthen through your heels. Keeping the hips even, you're holding it here. Keep pressing away from the mat with those forearms, so you're engaging your upper body. Keep drawing belly button to spine for 8, 7, 6, 5, lengthen through the front of your thighs, 2, and 1. Again, bend your knees, separate them, sit back on your heels, so your hips are reaching towards your heels as you reach into that child's pose. And just breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth here. One more breath. And then you can roll it on up. So we have a side series next. Couple options. You can either do this in standing, or you can do this movement in a side kneeling position. So with a side kneeling position, extend your leg out to the side, reach your arm down towards the mat. If you're in standing, you'll come on up, bend your knees, lengthen to extend your leg, keeping that hip, knee, and ankle right over each other. You can always place your hand on the back of a chair or a countertop ledge if that helps you a little bit more with your stability. So finding your side position, extending your leg out to the side, supporting hip over that knee, over your ankle if you're in standing. If you're in the side kneel, press away from the mat, and everyone's going to take their hand behind your head, rotate, and then open up your chest. So the key to this is to find that rotation through your spine, being really careful that you're not sitting back with your hips. So you want to keep that hip over your knee. And again, rotate and lift. You want to be careful that you're not feeling this in your low back. You want to feel the engagement through your abdominals, and then you're opening up your chest. 3 more. This is 3, 2. On the last one, lift to open up your chest. Now lift your leg up and down. Just lifting it up towards that challenging spot. You're going to really feel this through the side of your leg into your hip and maybe through the front of your thigh. You can always place your hand on your hip, or you can keep your hand behind your head and lift. 8 more here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now lift your leg off the mat. So find that challenging point. Bend your knee in and extend. You can add an arm with this. Bend and press. Keep lifting out of your supporting hip so you're not collapsing in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, keep your arm extended, little pulses up, press. Keeping that lift, keep drawing belly button to spine for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now just bending your knees. I want you to sit back on your heels, reach your arms up and overhead, and then exhale to release back down. Same thing now, but on the other side. So find your side position. If you're in standing, stay in standing. If you're kneeling, stay in kneeling. Reach your arm down towards the mat, press away. Keeping the hip over the knee, over the ankle if you're in standing. Draw that rib cage in together. Take your hand behind your head, rotate, lowering down, and then open. Be careful that you're not just dropping the elbow. You want to think about closing the rib cage in and together as you lower, and then lift. Using your breath to help you with this movement here. And be careful that your other leg is not just hanging out there, kind of dangling out to the side. You still want to engage through both of your glutes. And again, lower and lift. Press. You can take this movement a little bit slower if you'd like. 3 more here. 3. Reach. 2. On this last one, you're going to hold at the top. You can either keep your hand behind your head, or you can take your hand onto your hip, lift your leg, and lower. So finding the length through the front of your thigh as you lift and lower. And lift. 6 more here. This is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On the last one, hold at that challenging spot. Bend your knee and then extend. Bend and extend. Adding the arm and reach. And press. Reach and lengthen. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, extend your arm and your leg. Hold it here. You can always rotate your head down to get a little stretch. If you're feeling it in your neck, little pulses up. You can always place that hand on your hip for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your legs underneath you. So sitting back on your heels. Reach your arms up and overhead. And then exhale to release all the way down. So turning to face the side of your mat, arms are wide. Walk your legs back. So you're either in that half plank or you can be in that full plank position for push-ups. Keep that chest open, lower down, and then back up. And lift. 8 more here. This is 8, 7, 6. Keep drawing that belly button towards your spine. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one. Now find your plank. So walking your hands in, you can tuck your toes under and extend into a full plank position, or you can keep your hips nice and level in this half plank, or you can go up to the wall to have a little bit more support. So finding your plank and holding it here, keeping your chest nice and open. If you're in a full plank position, bring one knee in, and then you're going to switch, alternating right and left. If you're in a half plank position here, I want you to take your foot up towards the ceiling and then switch. So you're doing a little bit of a glute lift here. You can do the same thing if you're at a wall plank position, drawing the knee in and then extend. So you have 8 total. This is 8, 7, 6. Keep pressing away from the mat. 4, 3, 2, last one, and lower down onto your knees. So you can sit back on your heels for a moment, shake out your wrists. You can circle them out a little bit, rotating them through one direction, and then the opposite. And now you're going back into this all fours position. You can always lower down onto your forearms if your wrists need a little bit of a break. Another option is to take a weight, place it behind your knee, so that way you're getting a little bit more resistance in. So hugging onto that weight, flex your foot, draw your heel up towards the ceiling, and lower back down. So it's a lift and lower. So you can stay on your forearms, or you can walk your hands up so you're on all fours, lifting that heel up and down. It's up to you. You can always switch halfway, pressing up to this full arm position if that feels okay on your body. Working through your hips, working through your glutes here. And press to lift. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So on this next one, you're going to do 2 pulses, full press up and then lower back down. So it's pulse, pulse, lift, and lower. So as you're pulsing, you're working your heel up towards that full height of your lift. So it's pulse, pulse, lift, and lower. Be really careful to keep your leg in line with your hip here. You want to feel this movement right where your glute connects to your thigh. So pulse, pulse, lift, and lower. Again, pulse, pulse, reach, lift. You have 5 more here. 4, 3, 2, 1 more, and release back down. Take the weight, place it out to the side. Everyone can lower down to your forearms if you're not there already. Extend your leg out nice and long behind you. Immediately draw belly button to spine. Lift your leg and lower. So again, you're keeping your hips level. You shouldn't feel this in your back. So that's a really important thing about keeping your hips level. You're engaging your lower abdominals. You should feel this through your supporting glute. And press. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On this last one, tuck your toes. Keep your leg fully extended. Try to lift your bottom knee up and down. So you're lifting your hips on up. You're hinging so you can easily stay in a neutral spinal position. Or you can round through your back here. You have both options. 5 more. This is 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and release back down. Separate your knees, sit back on your heels, reach back into that child's pose. Nice big inhale, and exhale. 2 more. And roll it on up. So now we have the same thing but on the other side. So grab your weight if you used it, place it behind your knees so you're hugging onto it. Arms can be fully extended or you can lower down onto your forearms. It's up to you. So pressing away from the mat, make sure your hips are right over your knees. Flex your foot, draw your heel up and then down to lower. As you lift, you're engaging through that back chain. So hamstring and glute are working really hard here. Keep pressing away from the mat so you're engaging through your core. And reach to lift. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now go into your 2 pulses, full lift, and then lower back down. So it's a pulse, pulse, raise the heel, and lower. Be careful as you raise your heel to that full extent, you're not opening up through the hip and lower back down. So you're just reaching up to your full range of motion and then lower. And this may look really small. That's okay. It's all about how you're engaging through your muscles here, finding that challenge. Lift, press, reach, and lower. Lift and lower. 5 more here. 4, 3, 2, 1 more, and release back down. Take that weight, place it out to the side, lower down onto your forearms, fully extend that back leg, pressing through your heel, and then lift, belly button to spine, low abs engaged. Lift your leg up and down. So again, you're working through that back chain. At the same time, you're engaging through the front of your thigh by keeping your knees straight. 6 more here. This is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. On this last one, keep your leg fully extended. Lift your knee up and down. So even if you can't fully lift your knee off the mat, you can always draw your belly button towards your spine. Start by lifting your hips and then lower back down, because the movement comes from your center first. So if you build strength over time, you can lift that knee. And lift and lower. 6 more here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and release back down. Separate your knees, sit back onto your heels again, and just reach your arms forward so you're opening up your chest. You're not going into that full child's pose. You're getting that extension through your back here. 3 more breaths just like this. Last one, nice big inhale. And exhale to release. Lifting on up, sweep your legs around. So you're taking your legs in front of your body. You can either keep your knees bent or you can fully extend your legs. We're going into a roll down. So you want to find that connection of your low belly abs coming in and together. Reach your arms forward. Plug your shoulders into your back. Start by just curling that pelvis under. So you're drawing belly button to spine. Peeling it down 1 vertebrae at a time. You're reaching down towards the mat. Reach those arms back by your ears. Nice big inhale. Exhale to roll it on up. So you can always bend your knees here. Tucking your chin, peeling it on up. Think 1 vertebrae at a time. Sitting up nice and tall. Nice big inhale. And then exhale. Start by curling that pelvis under. Rolling it on down 1 vertebrae at a time. Reaching all the way back. Nice big inhale. Exhale to roll it on up. So tucking your chin, drawing that rib cage in and together. Lifting it on up, sitting up nice and tall. Now you're gonna roll all the way down. So think 1 vertebrae at a time. Peeling it on down, reaching your arms back by your ears. And now you can just bend your knees, bring them in so your feet are firmly on the mat, and then lower your arms down by your sides. Start by going into a bridge, lifting your hips on up, and then lowering back down. So with this movement, you want to focus on the stretch through the front of your thighs. You're pressing through both of your feet evenly with this movement. Lifting up and then down. Again, keeping that chest nice and open. Lifting to press up and lower. 6 more here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release back down. Take your one leg, so just take one leg into tabletop. Knee goes right over that hip, ankle in line with your knee. Press your hand into your thigh. Reach your other arm behind your head. You're going to exhale to lift on up and lower. If you don't want to lift your chest and lift that neck, what I want you to do is just keep your hand behind your head. Exhale, press your hand into your thigh, engage your tummy muscles, and then release. And release. Otherwise, you can press your hand into your thigh, lift your chest on up, and then lower back down. So that way you're keeping your hips nice and steady here as you lift and lower. Six more. Four more here. This is 3, 2, last one, and release all the way down. So let's switch it out, same thing but on the other side, placing your hand on your thigh, other hand comes behind your head, press into your thigh, exhale as you lift on up, feeling that rib cage connection, keeping your hips nice and heavy here. And lift and lower. This is 6, 5, 4, almost there, 3, 2, last one, and release back down. So now bring your heels together. You're finding that Pilates V position. So if you extend your legs up towards the ceiling, find that V shape with your feet, bend from your knees, and then lower your feet down on the mat. So you're opening up through your hips slightly. Press the back of your arms into the mat, lift your hips up and down. So being really careful not to hang out on the pinky toe side of your feet, press through your big toe and second toe as well, lifting through the arches of your feet. 6 more here. This is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 more, 2, and 1. Release your hips all the way down. Extend your legs nice and long, reaching your arms overhead. Let's roll up again. So if you need to bend your knees, you're more than welcome to. Tucking your chin, peeling it all the way up. Think 1 vertebrae at a time, sitting up nice and tall. And then release your arms down by your sides. Sweep your legs around. And we're actually just gonna keep those weights out to the side for now. You're gonna lie down on your tummy and take your hands right underneath your shoulders. Going into a little bit of cobra here. Press the tops of your feet into the mat, lift your chest on up, and then lower back down. So you're working through the back of your arms, into your back muscles, and then also your glutes. Going into that nice extension through your spine, as you lift and lower back down. Nice big exhale and lower. You have 6 more here. Keep finding the length through your spine so you're not compressing through this low back area. You want to find that nice lift here. Three more. This is 3, 2, the last one, lift and release back down. So coming up to this nice Sphinx pose, palms face down, chest is open, and you're just gonna hold it here. Rotate your head from one side to the other. This is a nice check to make sure that your head and your neck is not involved with this movement. And rotate one more time on each side. Now with this next exercise, you can do this with or without the weights. So if you're doing this with the weights, you'll have them on either side of the mat. Lower your chest down, hold on to them, taking your arms out into cactus. You're going to lift your chest, lift your arms at the same time. So you're not letting your shoulders round forward. Keep the chest open. You can always bring the elbows a little bit closer towards your rib cage. That way it's easier to keep the chest open here. Lift and lower. Keep pressing your feet into the mat so you have that nice strong anchor. As you lift your chest up, you can exhale. Lift and lower. 5 more here. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and release all the way down. So now extend your arms, extend your legs. We're going into swimming next. So you can always just do the upper body or the lower body. Try to hover your limbs off the mat and just swim it out here. So opposite arm and leg work together. This is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach back into child's pose. So sit back on your heels, separating those knees, reaching it back nice and long. One more breath here. And then you can sit up and sweep your legs around. Extend one leg, flex your foot, bring the sole of your foot in towards your inner thigh, or you can bring it down towards your calf. Reach your arms up and overhead, and then reach it forward so you get that nice stretch through the back of your leg here. I like to reach towards the pinky side of my foot, so that way I keep that nice strong alignment here. You can always round forward with this movement a little bit more to get a deeper stretch, or you can keep the length through your spine and just hinge from your hips just a little bit more. Lift all the way back up. Let's switch it out. So flexing your foot, sitting up nice and tall, either bringing the sole of your foot in towards your thigh or towards your calf. Reach your arms up and overhead and then hinge it forwards. Immediately you should feel that nice stretch. Again, you can hold on to that pinky side of your foot to open up and keep that strong alignment here. One more breath. And then lift all the way back up. So bend your knees, shift your weight so you place your hands on the mat, lift your hips on up, separate your feet so you're in that nice forward fold. So legs directly underneath your hips. Just fold your body in half. You can always bend your knees, lift the hips up. So you're hinging from your hips, draw that belly button towards your spine, and now try to straighten out your legs just a little bit more. So you're getting that deeper stretch through the back of your legs here. Take your feet out towards the edges of your mat so you have a wider stance. Fold your body in half just a little bit more. You should get a deeper stretch towards the top of your hips, and you're just folding in half. Walk your hands over to one leg, so that way you intensify that stretch through one side into that hamstring. And then you can switch to do the other side, releasing your head, releasing your neck. And it's okay to have a little bit more weight through this leg. Walk your hands back to center. Keep lifting your hips up nice and high. Bend your knees and slowly roll it on up. Think one vertebrae at a time, or you can place your hands on your thighs. Find that neutral spine to walk it all the way back up to a full stand. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye.